Good morning, guys. My name is Jana Hoops. I'm a registered nurse. I've been working with Claire since she first started IV Society, and I just wanted to go over a few quick things with you about the upcoming changes we're going to need to make for mixing our medications. The new guidelines came out, and we are no longer able to mix more than 3 things in one bag, and so that is causing us to need to do our mixing a little differently. So there's 2 ways to do this. The first way to do it is in a 1,000 ml bag of fluid, either LR or normal saline, or you can do it in 2 smaller bags, 500 mils each. The first way that you'll do it is you come in with the medicines or the vitamins that can be pushed, which are your B complex, your B12, taurine, of course, glutathione, and then of course all your medications. So what you'll do is you'll get your IV accessed with the 1,000 mils, get that going, and then what I generally do is I pull out a 10 cc syringe and I mix my B complex and my B12 in a 10 cc syringe. I draw back enough fluid from the belly button area to make a 10 cc syringe, and then I give that slow IV push. The guidelines are that you are to give the B vitamins over a slow 3-minute course. So I just like to go ahead and mix both of them up in one syringe and then dilute it as much as possible. And then I give that generally over 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how it makes the patient feel. Sometimes when you do the B vitamins, if you do them too quickly, or even if they're diluted in the 500 bags, it can cause stomach upset. I tend to see this more with smaller females, and I've even seen it some with bigger females and even some males. So I haven't completely switched over to the 500 bags exclusively, because I know that some men can tolerate the IV push, and it is a little cheaper to do the bigger bag. Once you do that, then I generally put in my Triimmune or my zinc, depending on what you're wanting to give. You can give either one, your magnesium and then your vitamin C. And this is for the basic Myers cocktail. With the Ultimate Myers, you can still do it the same way. You'll just be pushing your 1,000 milligrams of glutathione. With the 2 500 bags of solution, what you'll want to do is, and what I generally do is I burp, because especially if you have more than one patient at a time, sometimes you can get caught up doing that, and you don't want your fluids to run dry. And so what I do is I burp the bag. I don't know if everybody's familiar with that. I was taught how to do this in labor and delivery, because a lot of times we'd have to give fluid boluses, but you pop your bag off, and then what you'll do is you'll pierce it. Make sure that you pierce it real good with the tubing, and then you're going to push all that air up and out of the bag. You'll see a little bit of fluid come out of the top. When you see that and you see all the air is gone, then you'll go ahead and pierce or push the tubing all the way in and go ahead and hang that and fill your chamber. I usually only do this on the first bag, unless I know that I'm going to have more than 2 people. Then a lot of times I'll do it on both bags, but always do it on the first bag. That way, if you get busy doing something else, you won't be, your bag won't go dry, and you won't have to be pulling out fluid out of air out of your tubing. With this, what I generally do is in the first bag, I will mix my B complex, my B12, my Triimmune, or my zinc in the first bag. Let that flow. Again, sometimes people cannot tolerate the B vitamins. It really upsets their stomach or gives them an overall generalized ick feeling, is what I've been told. I have not experienced that myself. And you sometimes have to just slow how fast you're infusing down. And again, this is why I've been doing this more often, because I've had too many females complain of having an upset stomach when I've tried to push, and it didn't matter how slow I tried to push the B vitamins with the 1 liter of fluid. I had one lady that couldn't tolerate it at all, and so instead of making it a complete bust, I've kind of been moving towards doing 2 500 bags. Also, I've had when I've done a guy and a girl, and I've hung the 2 bags for the girl and the 1 bag for the guy, it's kind of hard for them to understand why they are getting 2 small bags. I try to explain to them that they're still getting the same amount as the 1 liter bag, but for some reason it's not. They're having a hard time grasping that. Also, they're having a hard time grasping why they're not getting color in their fluid for the big liter when they're getting the color in the fluid of the first bag. So I've just been being real cognizant of making sure that I tell people when I'm switching the bags out, and then I also tell them what's in the bag, especially if I've already gone ahead and mixed it. Sometimes I'll go ahead and mix the second bag of 500 fluid so that it's already ready to go, instead of waiting till it's spiked. Again, it's with a bigger group, it tends to help with that and cut down on any mix-ups of any kind. And then I tell them, I hang it, and I'm like, this is your second bag, this is your other 500 cc's, this is what has your magnesium and your vitamin C in it. Now, sometimes some people want the whole shebang. So they want the amino blend and the biotin and the L-carnitine mixed in as well. There's not a ton of people that like this, but there are some people that want the whole full meal deal. In this case, you would have to use the 2 500 cc bags. And what you would do is you would go ahead and push your B complex and your B12. You can do them separately. Again, I like to do them all together in one 10 cc syringe, and then heavily dilute that as I push it. And that's 3 minutes for each vitamin. So you would push your B complex, push your B12, and push your glutathione. And then what you could do is you could mix your zinc, magnesium, and vitamin C in the first bag. And then in the second bag, you could put your amino blend, your biotin, and your L-carnitine. You can also push taurine. It doesn't seem to make people feel as icky as the B vitamins do, so you're able to push that a little quicker. Just make sure that when you start doing this, I generally tell people, make sure you have both bags so that you can experiment with both bags and see what works best for you and your patients. I think you'll be pleased with doing the 2-bag method. It's not any more difficult than trying to push the B vitamins over a long period of time. So anyway, if y'all have any questions, reach out to Claire and talk to her about that. You can also reach out to me. I have been doing this with another company since November, so I've been doing it on a very regular basis and know how to do that, and will be able to answer any questions that you might have. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.